My name is Chidimma Oranwa.
And I'm Ajuluchuku Okabwe.
All right, you know how we do it every day on our morning show. We are going to bring your way the stories that are trending on the tabloids and also what we have on our website. But right now we are going to take a short break, and when we come back, we introduce our guest who's already seated with us in the studio this morning. Stay with us. All right, you're welcome back, and our guest is right here in the studio of ABS. He is Sir Jerry Obodo. Sir Jerry, glad to have you here on the show this morning.
Thanks for having me. Good morning, Nigerians in the Anambra.
Okay, so Sir Jerry is a public affairs analyst. And this morning we are starting with the Daily Times this morning. That's the first paper we are going to review. And it says, the banner headlines, Tinubu seeks stronger anti-corruption structures in West Africa to tackle graft. That's the big story there. Says corruption, one of the most significant obstacles to progress, prosperity of nations. Okay, so that's the big story in the front page of Daily Times. And then we have ex-CJN Onoge moves to set aside OCT judgment that removed him from office. Supreme Court reserves judgments in Bayelsa Kogi governorship election appeal. Federal government assures safety of humanitarian workers in conflict zones. Police invite Ajero over alleged terrorism financing and treasonable felony. Tinubu flies to France in new presidential plane. MPOS, resident doctors warn against consumption of undercooked bush meat. Okay, these are the stories we have on the front page of the Daily Times newspaper this morning. And the Punch, let's take the Punch together with the Daily Times. The Punch, the banner headline there says, tankers besiege depots as petrol shortage worsens. Independent outlets sell 950 naira per litre as black market hits 1,400 naira per litre. Many fuel trucks yet to load. NNPC not supplying enough petrol yet. Ipman. Tinubu panel, Dangote refinery agree on September petrol rollout. IG unveils 169-man squad against kidnapping orders. Opposition tackles presidency over new presidential jet. And then INEC begins PVC distribution on Thursday, talking about Edo governorship poll. Obaseki, Obohoblo, DIFA overruled orders. Why I won't interfere in anti-graft agencies' operations. This is coming from the president. Ogun feat. Chinese embassy keeps mum on controversial deal. NNPC posts 3.3 trillion naira profit, declares 2 billion naira dividend for 2023. Open defecation, Ogun plans, Kara market relocation, mobile court. NLC protests as police probe Ajero for terrorism financing. Okay, we've seen the stories we have on book papers this morning. So, Sir Jerry, I would like us to start with the issue of what is actually happening in the country that is affecting everyone. This petrol shortage. That's the big story we have on the front page of the Punch newspaper, where they are saying that tankers has besieged depots as there is no petrol. And from the riders there, we are seeing a whole lot of things to talk about. The independent outlet are selling 950 naira per litre. Of course, black market is their day now because they're selling 1,400 naira per litre. And Ipman is also accusing NNPC of not supplying enough petrol yet. So, where are we going from there?
Thank you very much. it's been going back and forth all the time. Why can't we have a permanent solution to all this? It worries me that we keep on, saying one thing all the time. So many suggestions as to how to surmount this problem. But, the government of the day are still very cosmetic and artificial in their approach to the issues. Why can't the federal government, for crying out loud, put the refineries in order? Why can't the federal government put the existing 3 refineries in order? If 4, okay. If the equipment are so obsolete, antiquated, why can't they, auction the completely knocked down parts and bring in new ones and make the thing functioning optimally? The Dangote one, private sector one, is trying to come on stream, but some knocks here and there is kind of frustrating the effort of the man, coupled with the fact that cabals, are making the country. Because I don't see how or why, a country will, send out crude oil to a country for refining, to bring back to Nigeria, when, they have padded the, both the shipping cost, so many, expenses, and push it to the end users or the final consumers. That's what we're experiencing. That's what we're experiencing. As an analyst, I have mooted the idea that it's not a rocket science, for crying out loud. Liberalize this oil thing. I remember during the President Obasanjo era, he did same for communication, telecommunication, because it was, for the high to purchase SIM cards and the phone itself. But when he liberalized it, allowing private sector to come into the fold, the result is what we are getting. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry has a phone now. SIM card, if you smile, somebody can dash you. But then, it was for the high. So, let the federal government give more licenses to the organized private sector, so that there will be what is called stiff competition. Once there's a stiff competition, the petrol will fall down, and people will be asking you to come and buy from them. If they put the 4 refineries in order, Dangote is functioning optimally, and some other individual players coming in, even the modular type of refineries coming on board, I can bet you this thing, this tankers, petrol shortage, and even the NNPC is not helping matters. How can you be a regulator and also a participant? So it's really funny. So that's the thing.
Participant, what do you mean?
They import.
Okay.
If you
They should have been just
regulating now, allow the players to go and do the play themselves, not you know. But it's like I'm a manufacturer. I have distributors. Then myself, I take my product to the market instead of through my distributors. You know, there's a difference between myself and them. They may get my product cheaper because I'm the manufacturer, but they have to add, their cost into the goods. So it's not healthy at all. It's not healthy. So
thank you so much for your.
If they can adhere strictly to the suggestions, this will be a thing of the past.
All right, thank you so much for that. Okay,
Let's see what we have for other papers, and that's the Vanguard is next for review this morning. And then the banner headline is still saying TSA, fresh panic as federal government demands 50% of aviation agencies review. And the riders there is saying lot of damage being done to aviation. That's coming from your association, ATSSSAN. Nigeria's reputation may be battered. That's coming from experts. There is need to investigate these agencies' earnings. Air transport not in danger. That's coming from Keyamo. NNPC posts 3.3 trillion naira net profit, declares 2.1 trillion naira dividends. That's what we're saying. On the mast there, we're saying police invite NLC presidents over terrorism financing, treasonable felony. How I am winning war against corruption. That's coming from Tinubu. Well, Nigeria crude sale begins October 1st. That's coming from Edu. And we have Ishesede. Lagos, Osun, Oyo, Ogun declare public holiday. PSG pull out of Osimhen race. That's sports lovers to see on page 29 of the Vanguard. Quickly, let's see what we have for you on this day newspaper. And then we have an NNPC announces 3.3 trillion naira net profit in 2023 audited financial statement, discloses 670,000 barrels per day pledge for $1 billion loan on Port Harcourt refinery. No subsidies paid to any marketers in 9 years. NNPCL CFO says firm handling shortfalls not paying subsidies. Underpayment on petrol projected to hit 6.8 trillion naira by December. Company to begin sale of crude oil in naira to Dangote in October. Atiku alleged payment of oil subsidy, another chapter of OPEC governance under Tinubu. Electricity supply, federal government pays 205 billion naira from 1.3 trillion naira old power generation companies. Says rainfall not responsible for improvement in power supply. Lawmakers plan stiffer penalties for electricity asset vandals. Police invite NLC president for questioning over terrorism financing, treason, and orders. One failure to honor letter will lead to activation of warrant of arrest. This and more is what we have for the front page of this day and the Vanguard. Well, it's interesting to see the mast there of the Vanguard newspaper where the president is saying how I am winning war against corruption. I'm winning war against corruption, and then you're having planes, our planes, you understand, being seized on foreign soil because of some debt that went south with the Chinese company and Ogun State government. In what area will you say that the president is actually winning war on corruption? It's still not yet Uhuru. There's still corruption-prone tendencies in the administration. We've seen the other lady that has stepped aside. No one has, it has not come to the light of the day
what really transpired. The money that was alleged that was with her, Beta, I think Beta
Edu.
Beta do. Where is she now? Is she in court? Has the money been recovered? Nobody has known the situation now. And you are saying you are fighting corruption.
You're winning
You are winning corruption.
in the war against corruption.
You mentioned the recent one, the
Chinese company.
the seizure of the aircraft. They are all part of the corruption tendencies that we have in the administration. Otherwise, it's an embarrassment to the country, to have such a thing happening to a country like Nigeria. If you go to the National Assembly, you see the corruption, there. As we speak, nobody is sure of the salaries of the National Assembly. Is that not corruption? If you are very transparent and open, it will be in the public domain how much one is earning. But it is shrouded into secrecy that shows there's a corruption there. So it's not fighting. If it's fighting, they should make their pay open so that people will know and track them. So I don't see how he's winning or whatever. It's still there. It's still there. The change begins with me mantra. Should be. It should be leading with the example. When you are governing a country or you're president of a country, the people are crying that there's so many problems, excruciating hunger, insecurity here and there, and you are still going ahead with buying of Airbus and all that. It shows that you are misapplying the fund of the people. It's a corruption, something. So, so many things to say that.
What do you have to say about the electricity supply? Federal government pays 205 billion from 1.3 trillion naira owed power generation companies. Could this equally be attributed to the president winning on corruption, the corruption war?
If he's winning, let me tell you, if he's winning, that amount of money wouldn't be there.
Okay, 200. But his administration is less than 2 years in power. So this is money owed by previous accumulation owed by previous administration. In one of the press reviews we had there was a period where we read about federal government owing, Aso Rock owing 48 billion or thereabouts.
Yeah.
So the defense owing their huge amount of money to power generation companies. So now the federal government has paid 205 billion from the 1.3 trillion owed.
It boils down to what I have said, that they are not leading by example. How can you go to, your subjects, the companies, individuals, and ask them to pay when the governments have not paid? It's corruption. So
you're saying they should have cleared the
debt.
now.
Yes.
They are winning the war
against corruption.
Not just paying a
patronage of
5 billion against
1.3 trillion.
And they have
even up to half of the
and they have the gut to even display it on the press. They should be burying their face in shame that they left it to get to that level of amount.
All right. Let's go to other papers we have this morning. Let's start with The Guardian. Okay. State, 600 billion naira ROW fees stalled 90 power telecoms project. And then we have, as fuel scarcity worsens, Atiku knocks Tinubu over subsidy, refineries delay. Dollar defies fresh interventions, consolidates at 1,600 naira per dollar. Asked to issue 21-day strike notice over unmet demands again. Police invite Ajero over alleged terrorism financing. The misplaced priority of state creation agitation. That's an editorial that you can see on page 12 of the Guardian newspaper. Bandits kill Castina governor's aide, abduct orders. Okay, orders and abduct 29. Seized presidential jet. Experts highlight strength of Nigeria's case. Caution on contractual impunity. And then we have a lot of pictures there. We can see the picture where NNPC is having their sitting, and also pictures of reconstruction and rehabilitation of Northeast Development Commission. The people there, we have a lot of them, Engineer Bukar Ali and so many others. Then NEDC to reconstruct Adamawa Borno Link Bridge. Okay, so let's see what we have. That is really interesting. Multi-million naira scams. Kano Governor COS Pankosol's nephew, orders under probe. PAMSEC directors Algon chair summoned. We won't spare anyone. Anti-Corruption Commission vows. Tinubu flies to France in new presidential jet. Presidency silent on cost. Experts demand transparency as fuel subsidy back 1 year after. 4 policemen killed in the Enugu checkpoint attack. 900 billion naira hard subsidy probe. Tinubu fires NACON chair Arabi. Supreme Court reserves judgments in Kogi by Yausa Imo governorship appeal. And then we've seen this in almost all the papers. We've reviewed this morning. Police summoning Nigeria over alleged terrorism. I mean, let's start from there. Alleged terrorism. NLC boss.
Okay, yeah, you know.
Probably maybe after the raid of the office, before the end of the bad governance.
And bad governance
protest.
You know, before I get into that, you know, it's part of what I've said of the government fighting corruption and not being open or transparent. The present Airbus, new Airbus, aircraft, whatever, you know, nobody is sure of the cost. I saw $150 billion somewhere, and so people keep
$150 billion.
Yes,
it's not possible.
Okay, dollars. Okay, dollars. It will be dollars. I mean, million. No, no, it's million in dollars.
150.
Yes, dollars.
We'll confirm that later.
You know, so they, you know, if they are open, such speculations will not be there. So it's part of the corruption, and you say you are fighting corruption. So having said that, you talked of Ajero's case. Yeah, you know, it has been a dig-dong affair with you know, some state governments, with the Ajero, the federal government, and the Ajero. As a Labour leader, your mind is made up that if you want to be on the side of the people, the workers, you know, the government may not find favor with you, because they always want to fight back. So I'm not surprised with the knocks he's getting. You know, at Imo, some time ago, he was beaten, black and blue. He survived it, and now this one is, and their office were raided in Abuja. Then now this one. So I'm not surprised that he's getting what he's getting. His mind is made up that he will serve the people. So if they have evidence on anything that they are saying, okay, let them go ahead and prosecute. But I can tell you that it's not today that we'll be hearing terrorism sponsors in this country. And no, the federal government has not done what they are doing now to the people. Why Ajero? So I don't want to sound that they are intimidating or doing whatever. But what is good for the goose is good for the gander. If you are prosecuting Ajero, do same to the other people that you said you have evidences that they are sponsoring terrorism and all that and all that, and nothing has been done to them. So that you won't be seen as antagonizing him because of his stand on some labor matters.
Well, let's just believe that they just invited him for questioning. Let's just believe that it's going to end there. If they have any evidence, that's what they are. They should provide.
Yes.
And then the only thing they say that if he fails to come, then they are going to arrest him. So I believe that Ajero will just go and answer for himself whatever question they will throw at him. If you do your hands at him, you just go there and answer them. So at the end of the day, he will be exonerated.
Yes.
Okay, and correct. Again, it seems like it's only agitation or through agitation that we get results in our country now. ASUU is threatening again.
Okay.
Saying that issuing 21-day strike notice over unmet demands. With their demands, will never be met in this country. Every time one demand or
that's going back and forth, and I mentioned. It's not only that you misappropriated funds, but you are termed a corrupt person. If you enter agreement with somebody, it's a covenant, a promise. You have to keep it. If you don't keep it, it's part of corruption. So, it worries me that the government, you can't trust the government. This ASUU thing, has been there. The government will call them on a round table to negotiate on some items that ASUU came up with. Assuming there are 10. Now, you look at them and say, let us adopt scale of preference. Which one comes first? And they said 1, 4, 6, 8, 10. Let us implement these ones. Keep these ones later. One will expect that you go ahead and implement those ones religiously. But one finds out that as soon as the meeting is over or the round table thing is over, government reneges. It's part of corruption. I'm a gentleman. If I make a promise, in fact, I don't want to make promises that I can't keep. So, and the thing lingers. Are they not ashamed? Then ASUU will now come again to say, you have not done this, you have not done that, you have not done. You now summon for another round table conference or meeting, only to start talking on this. And when they go on strike, I don't know what is. If they go on strike, the academic area sub-community suffers, the students suffers, the businesses, people that are relying on them suffers, the economic waste suffers. The government, I don't know what is happening, whether they are thinking of all those losses. If they are thinking of losses, if you live in the board, strikes, in the advanced climes, you hardly hear strikes. That's why some well-to-do people send their awards and kids abroad. I can tell you that a friend of mine who is they send his son abroad. His mate in Nigeria, that they came out together. That guy has gotten his first degree, got his master's, he's working. His mate is still in third year or fourth year.
And the reason is because of all this.
Because of the strike actions now.
Okay.
It's the educational system is very inconsistent. You can't beat yourself, say that 4 years I'll finish, I'll graduate.
All right, quickly, because of one of time, the other papers we have.
Next is Nigerian Tribune, and the banner headline is still talking about crude oil sales in Nigeria. In Naira to Dangote begins October 1st. First PMS delivery from Dangote expected in September. Tinubu flies to France in new presidential jet. Presidency sees new plane, spacious, furnished with state-of-the-art avionics, customized interior and communication system. Wow. Hajj scandal, Tinubu sacks Arabi as NACON chairman, names Usman as replacement. That's after the 90 billion subsidy on Hajj. APC, Folari, Buhari, other party leaders mourn as Omodewu or your chairman dies in USA. NNPCL posts 3.3 trillion naira profit, declares 2.1 trillion as dividends for 2023 financial year. Target 2 million barrel per day crude oil production by December. Kyari denies Spain's subsidy on PMS. Experts disagree, say petrol subsidy is back. Police invite NLC president over alleged terrorism financing, treasonable felony and cyber crime. Wow, a lot. ASU gives federal government 21 days strike notice. Quickly, let's see what we have for you on the blueprint. The banner headline is still talking about Nigerian government to ECOWAS, $88.6 billion annual illicit financial flow account for poor Africa's infrastructure. Tinubu wants ECOWAS protocol ratified and implemented. Abuja becomes Nasiwa's permanent headquarters. Relief as crude oil sales to Dangote orders in Naira begins October 1st. INEC to distribute PVCs from 192 wards, 18 local governments in Edo, Ondo on the way. We have a cartoon creature there. Cool. So sports minister says he has too many enemies, and the reply is lame excuses. In sports, every competitor is an enemy. We also have MTN, others get permits to generate electricity. Interesting. NIMET forecast 3-day rains for Monday. Troops kill Boko Haram commander, others in Borno. 5 years after, ex-CGN Onahen moves to set aside CCT judgment. And we have Tinubu sacks and appoints Professor Usman new NACON chair. Naira struggles as dollar index its lowest since January. And on the sports scene, we have Rangers coach Ilechukwu Boso tipped to assist new Super Eagles gaffer. Well, quickly, we read not too long ago Tinubu fighting or rather winning on corruption, and now we're seeing Hajj scandal. Tinubu sacks Arabi as NACON chairman. That is after the 90 billion pilgrimage scandal. Yeah. So could that be part of the war is winning on corruption? Sacking the young man?
Well, he should be purging himself also of corruption tendencies, like I see, by leading by example. If you are not leading by example, people will be looking up to you. They may, go into doing what you are doing. But if they see that you are not doing such thing, they will be afraid to go into it. And that young man, that's what has put him into this problem.
Does it just end as sacking the person? Isn't there going to be a need for
That's what I'm saying. Part of the problem we have is after they start.
Let's keep our fingers crossed
that they will start investigation and possibly court cases or inviting the EFCC and other. But the issue is sometimes you hear is parity. So it's either they say plea bargaining thing. Bring some of the amount and this, they leave the person. They are not really serious on the fight.
About this huge amount of money, it's not just only the person that is involved.
That's the thing.
But you're not meant to start
underground. Underground. There's some other guys.
So one person takes the fall.
Oh, what?
Well, I'm interested to know that, sorry to interject you there, crude oil sales in Naira to Dangote begins October 1st, and we're expecting PMS delivery from Dangote's refinery by September. Is that going to be something to be cheerful about, as in reducing the queues that we're already having at filling stations?
Is that the first time we are hearing it? We've been told about 2 times or 3 times that this they will start refining, and we are still talking on October, November. So it's a whole gamut of problem and the corruption tendencies that is playing out. Because interested parties, or if you like, cabals, are refining outside the country.
So they don't want Dangote to refine?
Yes, they are frustrating his effort. I can tell you you can take it to the bank. So at one time they say
at what point
they say that fuel is containing sulfur and other. Just tag a good with a bad name in order to. So and I wouldn't be surprised if you get October you won't get anything.
Well, Nigerians, we are some people are no longer interested in what we see in the front pages of tabloids.
Let me.
We are just interested in seeing it happening.
Yes.
So that we see it happening.
The former governor of Anambra State, if I say, I marked, not earmarked. Our people want to see the thing there, not that it is being talked on the pipeline and whatever. Let me just digress a bit and with all this Nigerian wahala and go to sports because this is what makes Nigerians happy, to forget this problem in Nigeria, hardship, political wahala. Our own Osimhen is a top flight player in Napoli, and football clubs are pricing him in order to buy him over. PSG, we are closing on him, but from what you read out, they've backed out of him. And Chelsea is now a more serious club side that want to get his pen and paper, they sign it. But I want to advise Osimhen to calm down. He's tensed up and trying to misbehave. He had a quarrel with the SY coach of Nigeria, even though he might be right, but the way he approached the matter. Now, in his Napoli, sometimes he's shut out from the training by his coach. He's been very erratic. And if you are erratic, the club side will not want to sign you because they will think that if you come there, you still give money
unsettle the team.
Yeah, so I advise him to calm down, play to the rules of the game, so that he will mar his, the career. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your submission. I think on that note we shall be wrapping the press review for this morning. We want to say a big thank you to you, Sir Jerry Obodo, a public affairs analyst, for availing us the opportunity to have you this morning. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's my pleasure to be here, AJ. Nigerians, let's continue to hope that things will get better.
I will be continuing the segments in the discussion side. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We'll be right back on the other side.